Last night on MasterChef Australia,
Come on, boys, they're ready to go.
the blue and red teams catered for two very different clients. But only one team kept the customer satisfied.
The red team.
Tonight, the blue team is back in black,
This elimination today it's got to be the worst yet.
and they'll face the toughest taste test ever.
You'll be doing it blindfolded.
They can't be serious.
The more ingredients they get right,
There's so many textures.
the more they'll have to cook with.
Question is, who wants this badly enough?
At stake, a place in this year's top 10.
What are you going to do with that pin? Yesterday we had a team challenge. I was captain of the blue team. Unfortunately, we lost, and so as a result, my entire team is going into an elimination today.
This elimination today it's got to be the worst yet, because whoever's going home today is not going to be in that top 10.
Everyone wants to make it to the top 10. Number 11 just doesn't sound the same way. What are you going to do with that pin?
In the first week of the top 24, I won this immunity pin.
8.
Ever since then, I've had that little security blanket, that little bit of insurance.
Hayden, earlier this week, you won immunity. You going to use that pin today?
No, I don't think I am, actually.
Is today the day?
I think I want to keep a hold of it and hang on to it for another day.
The immunity pin, you're not using it?
No, I'm quite happy to stand by these guys once again.
You're going to be using that today?
No.
Go on, Hayden, just use it. You got an invitation to join the top 10. Use it.
Take it.
I'm pretty confident that I can back myself against these other 4 guys, but just got to weigh up those options.
Michael, Peter, Kumar, Hayden, Billy. By the end of the day, 4 of you will have made it in the top 10 of MasterChef 2011. But 1 of you will have gone home. Hayden, you more than anyone hold your own destiny in your hands. You're the only person standing here with an immunity pin. Do you want to use it today and avoid this elimination?
Yes, I am going to use the pin today.
Hayden, please step forward and put your pin on the table.
Thanks, man. See you guys. At the end of the day, I want to be in that top 10, and I don't want to have the worry of going through an elimination. It's one of those moments in a competition where you'd be stupid not to.
And then there were 4, but sadly only 3 places left in the top 10. While you stand here, the red team are lazing their way on the back of a boat, heading up the Hawkesbury towards their reward lunch.
This is so beautiful. Oh my God, look at these boats. Yesterday we had the catering challenge and the red team won. So today we're being rewarded by meeting Dietmar Sawyer, who's the head chef and owner of Brow Waters Inn, and he's going to be giving us a great masterclass after lunch.
We walk into the restaurant and we sit down at a table right in front of the water, and I realise there's actually 7 places.
Good afternoon, welcome to Brow Waters Inn. We've got a few dishes for you to try, and we'll sit and enjoy some lunch.
Thank you. Dietmar is actually going to join us for lunch. That is such a privilege.
Crab, in the second course, literally, we catch at the front here. So...
This is going to be a good day.
Okay.
Enjoying that, Elle?
It's good.
As part of our reward, we also have a masterclass with Deepma, making a vichyssoise foam.
This is where it's coming out. You want to keep that down. If you go on an angle, it'll often go all over the place.
Oh, it's foamy.
There we go. Simple as that.
I'm having a great day, but it's hard to think that at the end of the day, we're going to be going home and somebody from the blue team's not going to be there. Someone's dream's going to be shattered.
So, what's the MasterChef life-saving task today? Let's find out.
Gary walks out with the cloche and there's just this feeling between the four of us. I think the judges are going to make it really hard to get in the top 10. But I'm really worried about what's under the cloche.
You started off in this competition knowing that one of our MasterChef mantras was all about taste. So we're going to kick off with a taste test.
We haven't had a taste test since top 50, and I was hopeless at it.
You'll come forward one at a time, and you'll have 2 minutes to taste this dish. And then you'll have another minute to write down as many ingredients as you believe are in that dish. The ingredients that you get right will be the only ones that you can cook with later on.
I think I have a very good palate, so I'm kind of deep down happy that it is a taste test.
Boys, this is a perfectly ordinary taste test, which will lead to a perfectly ordinary kind of cooking challenge. But
there's always a surprise, a curveball throwing at us.
You'll be doing it blindfolded.
They can't be serious. This is ridiculous.
Let's get this blind tasting underway. Michael, you're first. Step up. You gentlemen have to turn round now.
When the cloche is revealed and I start trying to smell and I can smell something savoury. I can taste some pork. There's some bacon around it or some kind of cured meat. Prosciutto, I think. Oh. Bite into a carrot and I know it's a carrot. This is weird.
Michael, that's 2 minutes up. You've now got 1 minute to write those down. You ready? Yep. Go.
I think I've got a fair share of everything. I'm just hoping I can translate that onto the paper and get some stuff right.
No time to waste, Michael. No time to waste. 10 seconds, Michael. Just put it down. 3, 2, 1. That's it, Michael. Around now.
Wow.
1 down, 3 to go. OK, Peter, up you come. On blindfold, please.
I can hear Gary plating up, and it's interesting when you have your sight taken away, how acute your other senses become. It has a loaf shape, and it's quite sticky. I identify chicken, and I think there's probably pork.
3, 2, 1. There you go.
I was in the top 50 taste and cook, and I know that there's no wrong answers. I've got to get a protein. And so the first few things I write down is like beef, veal, chicken, pork, every kind of animal that I can think of, because one of them's got to be right.
3, 2, 1.
A lot of guesswork.
Billy, it's your turn next. There's your dish. You have 2 minutes to identify as many ingredients as you can.
When I start touching the dish, I know instantly it's a terrain. And then all I have to do is start breaking the parts and try to figure out as many ingredients inside as possible. There's so many textures, like firm, soft, crunchy.
Billy, you've got 30 seconds left.
I get a few ingredients in my head.
Time's up, hands off the plate.
Tasting and knowing the ingredients is one thing, and also remembering and then start writing down within a minute is totally another challenge.
Billy, time's up. Kumar, now it's your turn.
I think because I'm a designer, I'm a very visual person. I can't imagine tasting something blindfolded. I just can't. I'm thrown by that completely.
Kumar, literally, your fate is in your own hands. 2 minutes starts now.
I touch the food on the plate, and immediately I sense it is cold. I think it's going to be a dessert of sorts because it's a cold plate. I feel something really soft and squidgy, and I taste it, and it turns out to be apple. So again, I think it's something to do with a dessert.
Kumar, that's a minute already. You need to put a hustle on if you're going to taste everything and identify everything you need.
I start tasting it, and it tastes savory, and it throws me completely. I can't bring something cold and savory together. I guess being blindfolded has frozen part of my brain. Everything comes to a standstill. My mind goes blank. Today's challenge involves 2 minutes of identifying the ingredients under the cloche while being blindfolded.
Kumar, 5 seconds. That's it. Time's up. Tough. You have 1 minute to write down as many ingredients as you can remember.
When the blindfold's taken off, there are things that I can remember, but something's happened to my brain. I just can't put names to ingredients. I'm really unhappy. I know I've bombed. Sorry, my mind's gone blank.
Kumar, your time's up.
It should have been easy. I honestly don't know what went wrong.
You've just completed our first ever blindfolded taste test. We've tallied up your scores, but before we reveal the results, let's find out what the dish is and, of course, the ingredients that make it up. The dish that you were tasting was a terrine. And it was served with an apple relish.
I could kick myself. I'm very familiar with the terrine. I've made terrines.
Under these 24 cloches are the ingredients that went towards making that terrine. Some of you did very well, others didn't. So let's find out what the first of these ingredients are. This is something that you all guessed correctly. Apple. You also all got thyme. 3 of you got this ingredient right. Prosciutto.
I was holding the piece of prosciutto. I was feeling it. I tasted it. Just could not identify it.
Shallots. Parsley.
I wrote parsley down, but that was a guess.
Pork.
I was really pleased that I managed to get that right, protein.
2 of you got this one, and it is chicken.
Oh. Wish I had chicken.
Garlic.
It's French food. It's got to have garlic in it.
Carrots.
Yep, I got the carrots. Fantastic.
Now, the next ingredient, only one person identified correctly. Vinegar.
A lucky guess on the vinegar. I was just hoping it was in that chutney.
Broad beans. Pistachios.
As soon as I bit into that pistachio, I knew. Again, another great ingredient to have for my dish.
Only one person got this ingredient. Cabbage. Ham, or more correctly, ham hock.
So far, it looks good. I think I have about 6 ingredients that I can cook with.
Our 15th ingredient, only one person got. Stock.
I got stock. It's a good basic. It gets an extra dimension to any dish.
Of these last 9, not one of you got any of them. Chicken livers, baby leeks, duck fat, brandy, cardamom.
Oh, no one's going to get that.
Celery. I saw Kumar biting into one of these. It was a butter bean.
I knew it. I bit it. I was chewing it. I couldn't put a name to it. I'm so upset with myself.
Billy, you wrote down a number of herbs as your time was running out. The one you didn't write down is tarragon. The final ingredient binding it all together, gelatin. These are the 24 ingredients that went into this dish. The person who scored the highest number, getting an impressive 11 ingredients correct, is Michael.
Having the most ingredients could probably be a blessing as well as a curse. I guess it's probably expected of me to cook a super dish because I've got a lot more ingredients than everyone else, but there's maybe too much choice.
Billy, you got 7 ingredients right. Peter, you got 8. Kumar, I could see you during that reveal kicking yourself. How many do you think you've got?
3 or 4 at the most.
Kumar, you're right. You got 4 ingredients, but we've seen before, it's not impossible. Sometimes the simplest dishes are the great dishes.
I'm really pleased that I've only got 4. I think it gives you less options to make mistakes.
Your job now is to earn a place in the top 10. You've got 40 minutes to blow our socks off, and your time starts now.
Time starts, then I see that I've got some pantry staples, I've got some butter and flour, and I decide to crust a pork neck steak with thyme and a bit of butter and flour and gently cook it in butter.
The dish I'm making today is chicken and prosciutto rotolo. I lay out my pancetta, put 3 chicken fillets along, and then I get a whole lot of thyme leaves and sprinkle all over the chicken meat, season it a little bit, and then in the blitzer I mix together a lot of butter and garlic, a lot of garlic.
Michael, how you going?
Okay, good, good.
Yeah, what have you got going? What's the dish?
What I'm going to do is a bit of a salad, but with some braised cabbage rather than just raw, obviously. There's some beautiful broad beans here, some lovely carrots, and I'm going to use the ham hock. I've got some pork neck roasting, but I just worried it's not going to cook in time.
So how are you going to cook that in time?
I was just going to boil it quickly and then pull some off in a fry pan. Just
okay. So little crispy bits?
Yeah, little crispy bits of ham hock.
Are you happy that the hock's not going to be too salty to dominate all the veg?
Well, that's the only salty thing I've got, so I think with a bit of an apple puree as well, we'll cut through that.
And you're not using your prosciutto in any way?
I thought about it, but as you said, it might be a little bit salty, so yes.
So the question is pork belly, ham hock, prosciutto, and you haven't got that long really to fine-tune this.
Yes.
Yeah, look, you said you've got the most ingredients.
I do.
As far as I'm concerned, you're the guy to beat.
Yes.
But this is basically also your challenge to lose.
Exactly right.
There's a lot on the line with this dish, and I'm just really uncomfortable with the pork neck and the ham hock. And I'm just not that sure of how to use them and how to get them done in 40 minutes. It's really worrying me.
The rules for today's elimination challenge are that from a really blind tasting, the ingredients we get right will be given, and we'll have a 40-minute time slot to come up with a brand new dish.
You're on the verge of the top 10. The question is, who wants this badly enough? You have 30 minutes to go.
Kumar, you got the least ingredients of anyone. You've only got 4 to work with, along with your pantry ingredients. But you look really calm, as you always do in these eliminations.
I'm pleased. I've just bring a Shane Osborne-inspired dish, which is a herb-crusted thing. He did it with veal, I'm doing it with pork and the thyme. And I don't have an egg, so I'm using a little bit of fat for binding agent.
Gary, are you happy that the neck's going to cook in the time that you got allotted here?
Yeah, look, the funny thing with neck, it's got a lot of fat in it. It's also got a line of sinew. The point of it is you've got to cook it absolutely perfectly so that you soften that connective tissue. I mean, people will consider this as a secondary cut, but it roasts brilliantly. We'll find out very soon whether it works perfectly with a thyme crust.
Yeah.
Peter, how are you going? Now, you picked 8 ingredients, and that looks absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I'm going to make a garlic butter to smear on here also. Then I'm going to roll the whole thing up, and then I'm going to roast it. And then I'm not quite sure if I'm going to make like an apple puree, but I actually think a salad, a bit like a parsley and apple salad of some description.
Do you think you're limited by not having any vegetables?
Yeah, I am. I would love to have just one, like a carrot.
The dish I plan to cook today is a pan-fried chicken wrapped in prosciutto, then served with baby carrots. Also on top will be some carrot crisps and also sauteed carrots and apple salad at the bottom.
Billy, this looks like a strange kind of doppelganger dish. You and Peter doing the same thing. You only got 7 ingredients though, didn't you?
Yeah, I got 7 ingredients and I just try to utilize as many as I could. And also I'm gonna make a sauce like a white bechamel sauce on the bottom.
White bechamel sauce?
I haven't made it. Maybe not. Just
because I'm actually looking at all those ingredients and I think they look fabulous. Look at that. I'd almost serve that with the dish, wouldn't you?
Yeah. See, your challenge, as far as I can see it, Billy, is that it's going to come down to who cooks the best chicken, you or Peter. And potentially that could be the difference between one of you going and one of you staying.
To make my dish today, it's actually pretty simple. I've got to get my beans out of the pot and then cook them in some boiling water. I've got to trim down my carrots. I've just got to shred my cabbage really thin and cook that in some butter, some thyme, and a little bit of vinegar. The protein thing's really getting to me because I don't know what to do with the neck or the hock. It's a very foreign meat to me, or one that I don't know how to cook in 40 minutes. I'm really taking a stab in the dark, and it's probably not the time to be doing that.
Don't let this be the last dish you ever cook in the MasterChef kitchen. You've only got 15 minutes left to save your MasterChef dreams.
To make my herb crust, I strip the thyme leaves and I use a little bit of flour. I use a little bit of butter in it as well, and I whiz it all up in a blender. I season the meat first and then I coat it with the crust on one side. I was inspired to do this method of cooking by a master class I attended at Mark Restaurant, and Shane Osborne was the guest chef there. And he actually took us through this process using veal with a herb crust. I'm excited. I'm pleased. I've got very limited ingredients, but I just want to do something really simple and very tasty.
This elimination challenge is all about cooking with a set number of ingredients. The question is, do you need a lot of ingredients to cook a great dish?
I think it's about having the right ingredients. I think Kuma's lucky. He's got stock, he's got apple, he's got thyme, and he's also got pork. So he's got a protein, so he can put a proper dish together. And I've seen him cooking elimination. He cooks with great flavour. Yeah. And if he delivers that flavour again, he can make it in the top 10.
Agreed. Now, at the other end of the scale, you've got Michael. He's got 11 ingredients. He's got lots of stuff happening. I'm wondering whether all those ingredients have confused him.
The problem will be how he cooks that ham hock. If he gets that wrong, if it's overly salty, he's going to throw the balance of the whole dish. Billy and Peter are pretty much doing the same dish. Yeah. Peter's got 8 ingredients. He's rolling up the chicken thigh in pancetta to fry in the pan.
The question with Billy is he comes up with great little ideas, but often falls over at the last hurdle and plates it up badly. Gentlemen, this is your top 10, 10-minute call. Make these minutes count.
The secret of this cooking method, it's just you keep adding hot fat over the meat and you're practically basting it constantly. Because I've got 2 pieces of meat, I'm able to test the one that's uncrusted to see how well it's cooking. Nice. This will be better. Sort of herb crust. I'm amazed at the flavor that's coming through it. It's really, really good. I think to show what you can do with limited ingredients shows a lot of skill.
Times are kicking on, and I've got to somehow turn the apple into a vegetable. Sautéing the apples in sautéed echalot and butter, and then adding the whole bunch of parsley and then seasoning it with salt and pepper really has flipped it over to a vegetable. You know, the funny thing is, the apple and parsley taste really good. But the first taste of the prosciutto wrapped chicken roll, it was a bit pink. I want to give it another 5 minutes. It tastes good, tastes good. The alarming thing is, I put so much garlic in. If they're looking for something that separates Billy's from mine, it's going to be that raw garlic. I can only hope that I can keep it in the oven long enough that the flavour softens a little.
The major concern for this dish is definitely the chicken. You don't want to serve raw chicken. My roulade stayed in the oven for about 5 minutes, and I take it out and I slice one end of it. It looks just cooked through in the middle. So I think the thicker style probably will be still raw. So I put the roller back into the oven for another 5 minutes or so.
Are you roasting these, or what are you doing?
Just in the pan, just with butter. I've blanched them already.
Okay. Remember, you need to, if you're doing a nice little salad, you want to give yourself time to plate up, clean up, and have all the ingredients ready to go.
Having the most ingredients, you know, although it should be a blessing, I'm finding it quite hard. I just don't think I'm gonna get the neck cooked in time. I boiled my ham hock, but I'm not that happy with it, so I'm gonna sub that out and sub in some prosciutto, which I'll just crisp up in an oven just to put on top of the salad. There's about 5 minutes to go, and I'm really not sure if that's the right thing to do.
My apple chutney's done well, my gravy's all done. It concerns me about the meat itself because the herb crust is soft. It's not crisping up. And the butter and the flour have just amalgamated to form a doughy crust. There's nothing I can do about it. I just have to go with it.
Time's running out. 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes to save your dreams.
I spent the last few minutes plating up. This is going to be crucial because it depends on my chances of getting into top 10. I have to decide whether I'm going to trim the meat to make it look a little bit more presentable. I just decide to serve it as it is.
Time's running out, so I think, well, let's get on to plating. And I start spooning it on. You know, I'm actually getting better at plating. I've got a clearer idea of what I'm doing, and I think it looks quite nice.
It's turned out well, hasn't it? Looks good. Too garlicky, do you think?
It's going to be pretty garlicky.
It should be a subtle garlic chicken, and there is absolutely nothing subtle about this garlic.
Remember, we only want to see top 10 dishes. You have 1 minute to go.
It is very challenging to make a dish look good on a plate. I always visualize in my mind without sketches, nothing like that. So, yeah, it just naturally happens and it's there on the plate.
No time to waste, 30 seconds to go.
With 30 seconds to go, it's frantic, but there's nothing I can do. I've got to go with what I've decided on. I've got to make it look and taste as good as possible. My dish is a mess, you know. Try to make it look convincing and put something half decent across, and it's not. It's just a plonk of vegetables with some bacon over the top and a bit of applesauce underneath.
Just 10 seconds to go. Finishing touches now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. That's it.
My photo just doesn't look terrible, but it's not me, and what a great time to pull out, you know, the worst dish I've cooked in this competition.
That was a great little challenge to see 4 cooks give it their all, and remember what you're protecting here, your place in the top 10 of MasterChef Australia. Question is, which 3 of you are going to save yourselves? Let's find out.
Gary?
Peter, tell us what the dish is.
It's a chicken and prosciutto rotolo with an apple and parsley mash.
Are you pleased with what you've put up?
Oh, look. The garlic's not cooked enough. Okay.
Okay.
But beyond that, I think I pushed the apples over into a kind of vegetable place. And I've cooked the chicken quite well.
Is it going to push you into top 10?
Yes.
Peter, I'm amazed at how far your plating's come. I think of what you put up in the vineyards over at Margaret River. And this is chalk and cheese. Great choice of plate, which really makes the prosciutto pop off the flatware. Lovely linear design. It's great. It's really exciting to see you lift.
I think it's great that they've noticed that I've progressed. Sometimes you feel like you get a bit lost in the crowd. You wonder whether people are actually noticing that you're getting better.
Let's taste. Before I do that,
garlicky.
Doesn't that clear the senses?
Mind you, that's parsley in there, isn't there?
That's right.
I wonder if it has
Oh, there you go. Might balance it out.
Peter, as a chef, I love the roulade. Great job, really precise. Then I saw you put the garlic in and we both looked at each other and went, no! That is so hot with garlic. But what I love is that apple and parsley salad underneath. I think it tastes absolutely delicious. I can eat big spoonfuls of that and be very happy.
The hero for me is that apple and parsley. And you have turned the apple away from being something very fruity into being something that's much more like a root vegetable. Good luck, Peter.
Thanks.
Now it's time for them to taste my dish. I think they will like it, but I'm curious what is, the downfall of my dish as well.
Billy, you had a dessert disaster yesterday.
It's not sad.
Is it the dish that's going to redeem you?
I think for the first time, yeah, I think so.
What is it?
It is a pan-fried chicken wrapped in prosciutto, served with roast baby carrots and apple and carrot sautéed with thyme and garlic.
Billy, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. This way that you've got carrots going one way, shards, little crispy carrots going the other way, just brilliant and incredibly contemporary. I could see that sitting on a menu in any number of good restaurants in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Perth or Adelaide.
You tell him.
Billy, that is a wow of a dish. And considering you've done it with only 7 random ingredients, makes it even more impressive. You've done a beautiful job. And that, for me, is one of the best things you've done in the competition. You're right to be proud and confident, because I reckon that's the sort of dish that takes you not only into the top 10, but potentially into the top 4.
It is a cracker.
Well
done.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. That is pretty amazing to hear the judges say the dish is top 4 worthy and no flaws at all. It's just all praise, and it is something you don't come by very often in this competition.
I'm really pleased with what I put up, given the limited ingredients I've selected. Because I know it's tasty. I know I couldn't have done anything better.
Kumar, tell us what you cooked.
It's pork neck steak with a thyme crust and an apple sauce and gravy.
Okay, tough challenge.
Very tough, but I like a tough challenge, and I think the less ingredients you have, the better you show off your creativity, and let the ingredients speak for themselves.
Okay, Kumar, let's taste your dish. Oh, look at all that butter. The risk is, of course, with pork neck, that it can be chewy.
You happy with that, Kumar? You happy with that, Kumar?
I think it looks good. And I tasted my test piece, and it was well done. It was just right.
Put yourself under the pump. Only identified 4 ingredients out of that terrine that contained 24.
I wasn't sparking with that. It just didn't gel. I don't know.
It's loaded with butter. Good job it was under your bench and your staples, because that's what I can taste, that's what I'm left with. I love the flavour, but then you get that greasiness around your palate. The little apple chutney, the apple sauce, is delicious. Not sure about that floury-based sauce.
Kumar, you brought us a pork neck inspired by Shane Osborne. What appears in front of us is something that looks like it's been inspired by Ozzy Osbourne. It's a great big chunk of pork neck, but beautifully cooked, really tender, and that naping it constantly with butter has produced a really beautiful bit of meat. But that paste on top of the pork neck tastes of flour, and that's the one ingredient, perhaps, I wish you'd had less of.
I still feel pretty up. I'm confident that it's going to take me through because I know the flavour's there.
It's time to find out what the judges think of my dish. I'm freaking out. They're not going to love this dish.
Michael, you correctly identified 11 ingredients in the terrine dish. That's at least 3 more than your nearest competitor. What have you done with them?
I've made it just a really simple salad using the spring veg, I guess the baby carrots, and the broad beans, there's some cabbage, a bit of an apple chutney puree on the bottom.
You made a last-minute change to this dish by dumping the pork hock and putting on the prosciutto. Why?
Yeah, I wanted to keep it very light and fresh, and I guess big chunks of pork hock as compared to sort of thin, crispy bits of prosciutto. That was my decision.
Do you think this dish is worthy of a place in the top 10?
Obviously, I hope it is. It's not my best dish ever. I'm just hoping there's a lot of different textures through it, and it tastes great, and you guys like it enough to put me through.
Question for me is, where's the ham hock? Where's the pork? 2 fantastic ingredients. And I'm looking at a dish that really, 20 minutes it'd take you to do that. Having said that, I think it tastes delicious. Love the look of it. It's really pretty. I think the use of the ingredients is clever. It's kept the integrity of them.
What I like is the sweet, juicy carrots. Those nicely and neatly potted broad beans and pistachios. I'm not a fan of that apple puree because it dominates everything. You just kind of, is it a salad? Is it a dessert?
I started off with 11 ingredients today and, had myself in the pole position and, from there it's all gone downhill. I just think my time's up.
Today, the question you need to ask yourself is, have you done enough to guarantee yourself a spot in this competition?
I would so love to get into top 10 because it would mean another milestone, and it also will give me the confidence of taking it further.
Billy, congratulations. You have made it into the top 10. Yes! Top 10! Are you happy?
Very happy, very overwhelming. Never thought I'll go this far.
Good job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Am I in?
Congratulations, Peter. Come on. You're through. Well done.
Peter, Billy, it's time to leave this field of battle. But before you do, say goodbye to Michael and Kumar, because one of them, sadly, won't be coming back.
It's great to reach a target. It's great to achieve your goal. And, top 10 MasterChef Australia is a landmark.
Michael, Kumar, there's only one spot left in the top 10. Michael, you started out with the most ingredients. And those pistachios, the carrots, and the broad beans were great. But the apple puree let you down, and we missed that ham hock. Kumar, we loved how you cooked that pork neck. You built some really deep flavors with just that thyme and the butter. But your crust was just too floury and pasty. One of you is about to make it through to the MasterChef Top 10 for 2011. But one of you is about to fall at the final hurdle. One of you is about to make it through to the MasterChef Top 10 for 2011. But one of you is about to fall at the final hurdle.
I'm really, really nervous. I don't know what to expect. I don't know which way it's going to go.
Michael, you've done it. You're through to the top 10. Kumar,
are you kidding?
I'm sorry, it's over.
Well done.
Michael, you so nearly blew it.
Oh.
You had every opportunity. all those amazing ingredients, but you had enough to get you over the line. You must be very relieved.
I'm so relieved. This feeling, it feels like the top 50, when I got into the top 50 again in Adelaide. But I'm shocked. I thought that you're about to send me out that door.
Kumar, you just didn't have enough ingredients to nail that dish. You've been a great competitor in this competition.
You're making coconut cream from scratch. Yep. A really tasty dish.
Thank you.
You've been this solid, stable, chilled force that has worked its way through to this point in the competition. How are you feeling?
I'm happy with what I did. To me, it's the satisfaction of knowing that I can measure up.
The majority of people who really love the mushrooms are all women. So obviously this is your seduction dish, your garlic mushrooms, Kumar.
Thank you. I take risks all the time. I love adventure, so it's proved that this was an adventure worth doing.
Come on, Kumar. There he goes, there he goes. Straight in. Look at that.
Yeah. I really enjoyed meeting you guys, and thank you so much for everything you taught me and
It's
guided.
been a pleasure, Kumar, to have you in this kitchen.
Well, I hope I have been. I've enjoyed the company of the other contestants. They've been lovely and made some very good friends. I've had a ball. Wish it could continue, but life's like that.
Well, Kumar, there's no doubt that you have left an impression on the contestants, on us. We hope you've enjoyed your time, but now I'm afraid it's time for you to leave. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I just shake your hands? Thank you so much.
Best of luck.
Thanks. Thank you. Walking out of the kitchen was a sense of relief. It's been hard, it's been intense, a lot of pressure, and suddenly the load had been lifted. Driving away, feeling a little bit despondent, a bit sad that I'd never accomplished as much as I would have liked to have. On the positive side, I just think I had such fun while it lasted. So I've got lots to look back on, lots of happy memories.
Hi guys. Here's your pin.
Yeah.
We've enjoyed a beautiful lunch up at Barara Waters Inn, and when we return to the house, we're waiting to find out who it is that's not going to be coming home.
It's a tough one because everyone there is so strong, and I don't want to see anyone go. Just moving.
All done. Good work.
And how is he?
He was very grateful for the opportunity and for, meeting everyone and passed on his love to everyone. And yeah, he was great.
Kumar leaving is a sad day. He's been a mentor to everyone in the house. He's just a beautiful human and proof to anyone out there that you can do anything at any age, and he's really shown that.
It feels lovely to be back. I think my family has played a really important part in this. When you cook, and you cook for people whom you love, you really put a lot of that passion and love into the food. And that's something that I've always enjoyed and have done. I just wanted you boys to know that you can do anything at any time in your life. Thank you.
Cheers! Well done and welcome home.
I would really love to teach people how to cook. I'd just like to show them my journey in food and do the kind of food that I like doing. It was a baklava. I'm more determined now than ever before.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia, in a spectacular masterclass in New Zealand, Ellie and Alana hit the gourmet trail with Justin North,
That is so full of flavour.
making an extraordinary honey cake with Martin Bosley,
The panna is beautiful. It melts in your mouth.
and the ultimate food forager, Al Brown,
Wow. That is so tender.
shares the joy of sourcing fresh ingredients.
Oh, look at this!
Kiwi legend Fleur Sullivan shows how to make her seafood chowder.
Something about the consistency of it is very comforting.
And Simon Gold matches perfectly cooked venison with just the right elements.
Who wants to come up and taste?
Then, on Sunday night...
It's the mystery box, invention test, double header.
We want new ideas, fresh ideas. We want to see what you're made of.
The best dish will earn one of our top 10 a shot at immunity.
It is spectacular.
Absolutely gorgeous.
But mistakes will be costly.
It's bad news all the way for the worst 3 dishes today. It'll earn their makers a spot in tomorrow's pressure test. And from there, someone will be going home.